Hello Niall, hello Thames, and welcome to Wednesday Maths. How did you get on yesterday making your own clock? Did you use the template that we gave you in the learning pack, or maybe you had a go at making a clock face of your own using materials you found at home? Either way, hopefully you had a really good time making it. You made sure that, like on my teaching clock here, number 12 was at the top, and you went round in a clockwise direction. Now, don't worry if you didn't get a chance to make a clock yet. You can still use the links that mums and dads will have received in Monday's learning plan, so you could always practice this on a screen. Okay, so we made our clock face, and we've got our face here and our two hands, and remember that the long hand, and in this case it's a blue hand on my clock, that is the hand that tells you the minutes. Now each hour starts when our long hand is pointing straight up, and I'm just going to move it so you can see, at the number 12, the number at the top of the clock, and that is where we get the phrase o'clock from. Top of the clock, o'clock. And it's when our minute hand is pointing straight up. So have a look at my clock. Have a look at the number that the hour hand is pointing at, the red hand. You see? So it's pointing at the number 2. And that is the hand and the number to look at first when we're trying to tell the time. So if I wanted to tell you what the time was, I would say it was 2 o'clock. Okay? So whenever that long hand is pointing at the top of the clock, it is 2 o'clock. Okay, now I'm going to keep showing you the clock, and I'm going to move the clock forward 1 hour. There we go. So my long hand's pointing to the top again. It's pointing to 12, which means it's going to be something o'clock. But what? Let's look at where the hour hand is pointing. The hour hand was pointing at 2, but it's moved down and round to 3. So now the time is 3 o'clock. Have a go at trying it a couple of times, looking at the clock, moving your hour hand round, keep your minute hand on 12, and see if you can tell the time to different hours. Now I'm going to see how well you've been paying attention now. I am going to turn the clock face around, and I'm going to change the time on it, and I want to see if you can work out what the time is when I show you. You ready? Okay. What time do you think my clock is showing now? Yeah, that's right. It's pointing straight up, so that means it's going to be o'clock. So let's look at our hour hand, and it's pointing to the number 5. Yeah, so this is 5 o'clock. You get that? Good, okay, I'm going to test you again then. Let's see if you can work out what time this is. Okay. So that minute hand is still pointing straight up. So it's still o'clock. So let's look at where our hour hand is pointing. It's moved around to the number 8. So putting those two things together, it's 8 o'clock. Okay, try you one more. It's quite a tricky one, this one, to really think about it. Quite sneaky. Ooh. Well, our minute hand's pointing straight up, but I can't see the hour hand. Where has it gone? Ah, there it is. So it's hiding behind the minute hand. So it's o'clock, and the hour hand's pointing straight up to the number 12. So that means it's 12 o'clock. Did you spot that? Well done if you did. So this is something that you could do with a grown-up. Get a grown-up to hide the clock from you and change the time so the minute hand is always pointing straight up, but the hour hand is pointing to a different hour each time. And see how quickly you can work out what o'clock it is. Okay? If you've got one of these clocks hanging on the wall that actually works, see if you can spot when it gets to o'clock when the minute hand is pointing straight up. Okay. Good luck everyone. Have fun with telling the time, and we'll see you again soon.